Good afternoon. I'm now going to call the Wednesday, November 12th, 2025 meeting of the Norfolk County Commissioners to order. I'm going to read the remote order, the executive order on remote participation. On March 28, 2025, Governor Healy signed into law House Bill 62, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, which included a 2-year extension of the option for public bodies to hold remote meetings by suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Sections 18 to 25. That action was effective immediately, extending the current option for remote meetings through June 30th, 2027. Thank you. I'm going to ask everyone to rise and join me in saluting the flag.
I pledge
Pledge
allegiance to the
the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you very much. We'll call a roll. Commissioner Collins? Present. Commissioner Shea is present. We have a quorum. Thank you.
John, if you want, you could, I know that you don't want to hang around for this, but when Richard joins us, I'll ask him his permission to sign your bills and ours also. And we can just text you or email you or phone you or something like that.
Yeah, I can leave it here with
Yeah, that'd be, well,
Phil,
yeah,
and
he
then
can-
you can tell him if
he
he
can
got,
stand
if you
Okay.
were to get permission, that would be great.
okay, all right, yeah, you don't have to stick around.
Okay, thanks.
A lot of roll call. Okay.
All right, want me to make the motion?
Number 3, motion to go into executive session.
Yeah.
Yes, please, Commissioner.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21, Subsection A, Subsection 3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation. An open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares.
Thank you. Seconded. Motion to go into executive session. Roll call vote. Commissioner Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Shea votes yes. We're in executive session. We will be returning for the remainder of the regular meeting. Hey, thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. We're back on the record on our November 12th, 2025 regular meeting of the Norfolk County Commission. We're back at item number 4, but I'm going to ask the commissioners if we have a motion to go to item number 12, because we're holding one of our attorneys here with us, and we need his input on this item. So
Sure, let's go to that item 12.
if there's no objection, we'll go to item number 12, which is review of proposal changes to Norfolk County Employee Handbook. And we have with us our Labor Counsel, Peter Summers, on this matter. I'm going to ask Director Cronin for a 1-minute synopsis of this item.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Joining me at the table is our Human Resources Director, Gerard Foy. Mr. Summers, Attorney Summers is on Zoom. Several weeks ago, the Commissioners discussed a modification to the Employee Handbook, last updated in August of 2024. The update that the Commissioners were looking for guidance on was relative to Section 3.3.3. Copy was provided in your packet. Essentially, the gist of the handbook was calling for certain vacation allowances to be accrued by individuals who would then be paid out upon resignation, retirement, death, and so on. We were working with former interim HR Director Mike McGovern and Peter Summers to determine a modification to this language that might meet your needs of leveling up the expectation of how vacations and vacation payouts work upon separation of service. One of the items that we looked at were other agreements, including the Commonwealth's handbook. So I'll, excuse me, if you don't mind, I'll turn it over to Peter Summers, who has provided a very concise, succinct proposal for you to consider modifying Section 3.3.3. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Attorney Summers, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I think Director Cronin has done a good job of summarizing what we're looking at. the commissioners, I believe what we're looking at is an attempt to simplify how vacation is paid out upon separation. As you know, the county handbook applies to all employees except to the extent that there is a collective bargaining agreement that governs a particular matter. So what we're looking at here is a potential change to the handbook to clarify that upon separation from employment, vacation is paid out as accrued or as accrued but unused in an employee's account, and that it's allotted on July 1. So if an employee leaves service after July 1, they're paid out for all accrued but unused vacation time, and it's not prorated based upon their period of service. Currently, the handbook provides for prorating based upon the actual period of service in the year. Your collective bargain agreements provide various other types of payouts for employees who leave after the year. If the commissioners are looking to modify the handbook, I think that we try to keep the language as simple as possible and just simply state that employees are paid out upon retirement. If there's some other way you'd like to approach it, we can certainly craft language to address that. Happy to answer any questions.
So this is more than a Scribner's error, but it's not, doesn't change the real intent, but it puts everyone in the same boat, so to speak.
Non-union specifically, upon
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean.
any modification, Gerard and Peter and I will approach AFSCME and open up a dialogue to impact this separately for their
Okay,
contracts.
okay.
So this is non-union, Joe.
Commissioners, any question?
Yeah, if you want. Can I go, or you want to wait?
Go ahead.
So, in front of me, I did get this in my other account. It's this, they keep the payout carry over, 333. Am I right? We're looking at?
Yes.
That's what's,
Four paragraphs, 4 bullets.
that's what's in
We're
the,
getting rid of all that, where we replaced it with just one sentence? I mean, you're getting rid of all that stuff. One thing is replacing resignation, retirement, death, and carryover?
So, Commissioner, we can modify each bullet to reflect the intention of the proposed language. Today, we were looking at the commissioner's intent to move in the direction of what Peter Summers has drafted under the bottom section called proposed language. It's certainly reasonable. Yeah, to your point, though, it's certainly reasonable to expect language under the proposed section to be embedded into resignation, retirement, and death in such a way that makes it clear what the expectation of time will be paid out on as a result of either of those separations.
Question. Thank you. I think it should be. Perfect. I think it should be. But let's take the first one, probably the most obvious one. I think the current language says that the 12 months of service, that means a year, or part-time, the person is entitled to prorated leave on the previous July 1. On a previous one. Now it's saying, it's like a retroact. This new language, it looks like it's going to go forward. It's forward-looking. Tell me if I'm wrong or right. Please, I'm trying to get this wrapped around my head today. Am I, Peter or John, where am I going with this?
You want to try, Peter, or do you want me to do it?
Retroactive. The other one is proactive. What are we gaining by doing this?
So resignation, that language says that it is the number of full months worked from the previous July 1 to the date of his or her resignation. So after 12 months of service, let's say somebody's hired August 1, if they've worked 12 months, they work 1 year, their previous July 1, they've only worked 1 month from that previous July 1. And so currently upon resignation, they get 1/12 of their vacation allotment paid out upon retirement. What this proposed change would say is that they are paid out all of their vacation allotment that's accrued but unused on August 1, if that is in fact when they leave. So it is not, I don't think that it's proactive. It's still only vacation that they have received, but we're clarifying that they receive it all on July 1, and if they leave employment after July 1, they receive payment for all of the vacation time that they've accrued.
Unused.
Okay, so a person who works, man or woman, whoever, a person who works for the county, and then is it July 1? Is it July 1 date? Or is it their date of hire? When do they get their?
They get on
or is it July 1?
July 1.
Oh, okay, thank you. So in July 1, let's just say, I'm making this up. They get 4 weeks vacation. Right? That's what they've got. So they got that coming to them. And now it's, let's say December 20th, right? Do they get the 4 weeks? They get a prorated of 4 weeks. What do they get?
They'll get the 4 weeks less any time used against that period between July 1 and their retirement or separation date.
Okay, so they're not losing anything. Then no one's losing anything.
No.
The employee, right?
No.
So what? Okay, I'm not being cynical. I'm trying to understand it. What are you gaining by doing this? What's the gain on this?
I believe from our prior conversations with the commissioners on the matter involving accrual, there was some misunderstanding about the intent within the handbook payout of time accrued that individuals had an expectation that they would have as of July 1. The accrual language seemed to be incompatible or incongruent with the general understanding that people had time given to them on July 1 in their paychecks and that it wouldn't be accrued throughout the year. So that we had some incompatibility between practice, Commissioner Stady, and understanding within the handbook. This cleans it up. It makes it more clear that on July 1st, you get your time. If you use it, that's great. If you don't and you separate, you'll get paid out for the balance. There's no more accrual piece. Except for new hires who have to work.
What do you mean by the term, the state law? What do you mean technically by accrual? What do you mean by that, John?
Accrual means that you get if you're entitled to 4 weeks vacation, that you accrue certain amount of hours per month in a year towards that 4 weeks. So, for example, if you're under the accrual standard on July 1st through June 30th of that fiscal year, you're accruing days per month that get you to that 4 weeks. If you don't take any time by the end of that period, that fiscal year, you get 4 weeks vacation. But if you separate service under the accrual method, you only get what was accrued towards that 4 weeks. Go ahead, Peter.
If I can just add, so I think another way of putting it is that, and I hope this doesn't confuse the matter, but it's the vacation time. If we're talking about 4 weeks, it's allotted on July 1, but that 4 weeks is actually earned over the course of the year, such that once you work the full year, you've earned all 4 weeks. So if you leave before the end of the year, you haven't earned all 4 weeks. If you leave halfway through, you've only earned half. You've only earned 2 weeks, and so you would only be paid out for 2 weeks. The change here would be basically you earn it all at once on July 1 when it's allotted to you.
It seems you get 4 weeks. The person leaves in December. If they haven't taken any vacation time, correct? They will get a check for 4 weeks vacation. Am I hearing you right?
That's correct. Plus any carryover, by the way. You're allowed to carry over up to 15 days. That's different, but yep.
Resignation, retirement, more or less, it seems like it's pretty straightforward. It seems like it's good for the employee. Am I missing something? No, Peter.
No, I don't think you're missing anything.
You do accrual.
Okay,
So with the commissioner's approval today, we'll be happy to modify section 3.3.3, present it to you as early as next week for a vote consistent with this dialogue, if that's okay with you.
I'll make that motion.
Can I just clarify that it's section 3.3.5?
go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'll make that motion that we have council come back to us with proposed language as directed.
Do I have a second? Motion to instruct council to come back to us with the language previously discussed relative to this policy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We can go to the next level here, Peter, right? That's takes care of item number 12 for today.
You're all set with Peter.
Peter, we're all set unless you have something for, well, no, it's not on the agenda. All right.
No. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Peter, thank you.
Gerard,
Thanks, Gerard.
okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Gerard.
All right.
Sounds good. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. We're on the record. We're on item number 4 at our regularly scheduled meeting. Minutes of one previous meeting. Item number 4, commissioners.
Richard, do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Motion to approve the minutes of the open session meeting of November 5th, 2025.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. It is a vote. Next.
A motion to approve the executive session meeting minutes of 11/5/2025, but to be held until such time as the chair so directs.
Motion made and seconded on the executive session minutes of November 5th, 2025. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Aye.
Number 4 is complete. Number 5, appointments, we have none. Number 6, public comment.
Oh, pardon me, Richard, do we have permission to use your stamp to sign the different documents that we have today?
Yes, permission granted. Yes, sir.
And I know that the high school had a few warrants, and they wanted to know if they had your permission to sign that also. We've already signed them.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Item number 8. Number 6.
Six.
Public comment. Each week we have public comment for our people. Either they come in and speak to us or they're out in Zoom land. Now is the time if anyone has got any public comment. Now is the time, please. Any public comment? Director Cronin, have you had anyone come in and speak to you about public comment?
No, sir.
Last call for public comment. Thank you. Seeing none, we'll move to number 7, old business. I have none. Number 8, personnel matters for consideration. Commissioner Stady, do you have those matters?
I do not, sir. I'm sorry, I do not.
All right, I'll read them.
Yep.
Okay, see, the first is from the Aggie School. I make a motion to approve the resignation for Elise Anderson as a student camp employee at the rate stated effective 11/13/25. So moved.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is a
Aye.
vote. Next.
The next, 1 second, I'm just going through. The next are for motion for contingent employment for 3 different individuals. The first, Colleen Collins as girls varsity coach at the rate stated effective 11/13/25. So moved.
Motion made and seconded on calling Collins varsity girls coach. All in favor? Aye.
Aye. The next is contingent employment for Devin London as girls JV soccer coach at the rate stated effective 11/13/25. So moved.
Motion made and seconded on the contingent employment of Devin London as girls JV soccer coach. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
The next is a motion for contingent employment for Maya Acosta as girls JV volleyball coach at the rate stated effective 11/13/25. So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded for contingent employment for Maya Costa as girls JV volleyball coach. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
And the last is a motion for regrade for Carlisle M. Forte as special ed instructional assistant at the rate stated effective 11/13/25. So moved.
Motion made and seconded. Notice of regrade for Colleen Horty as special education instructor. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote.
Aye.
Okay, the next 2 are FMLA leave of absences, so we don't state these individuals' names. So the first is effective 11/10/25, and the code number is 112501. So move to approve the FMLA leave of absence.
Second that?
Motion made and seconded on the first leave of absence under the FMLA. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the second motion for FMLA leave of absence effective 11/19/25 is code 112502. So moved.
Second FLLA leave of absence effective 11/10/25. All in favor?
That was 11/19/25. Yes, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye. Second one was 11. Did you do the second?
The first one was 11/10, and the second one was 11/19.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're on the, okay.
Yep.
for the both done. Thank you.
All been done, yeah.
That concludes general personnel matters. Next is payroll and expense warrants for approval. Commissioner Collins.
Richard, do you want to read the warrants?
If you would, thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Okay,
I'll take care of it next week.
the first item on the warrant list is 26-19 payroll of the county in the amount of $151,642.90. So moved.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
The second is warrant 11-02-26 expense of the county in the amount of $568,865.58. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Next.
And the last is warrant 26-19 subsection 10 payroll of the school in the amount of $402,261.89. So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on the last expense warrant. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is a
Aye.
vote. That concludes payroll and expense warrants. Thank you. Number 10, report from the procurement department, bid openings and contract awards. Maureen,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon. What do we have this week, Maureen?
Wallace and Rec will be purchasing a piece of groundskeeping equipment, another lease that will be a 5-year lease for Groundsmaster 3500D.
My dear, ask what a groundsmaster is.
I'm assuming it's a lawnmower of some
Okay.
sort.
That's fine.
Are you recommending this?
I recommend it. I have researched it. We have great luck with PNC Bank. They would process our leases for us.
All right. I'll make a motion that we approve the proposed lease agreement for the Groundmaster 3500D.
And that motion?
Motion made and seconded for the Wallace and Recreational Facility to sign a lease agreement with the Groundmaster 3500D. All in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. We'll sign that today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nothing else, Maureen?
That is all for now.
Good work.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thanks.
No, we're not gonna do 11, number 11.
Yes, you are.
All right.
Number 11, letters of testimony for prospective proposed legislation. House Bill 3211, an act relative to deeds excise receipts. Oh, yes. We have a matter before the Great and General Court relative to deeds excise receipts. Commissioner Stady, I'm going to ask you to testify because you went in and testified last week. This is not new, but every year we have been filing this bill along with our other colleagues in the 5 other counties that exist. So why don't you say a few words and we'll go forward. It's pretty straightforward.
Yes, and members of the board, I represent the board last week and I testified the Joint House Committee and Senate Committee on Revenue by Chairman Eldridge of the Senate side and Chairman Madonna on the testimony. I felt overall we're able to present our points in terms of what we're doing. We focused in on our capital needs, which is number one right now is the improvement for the Aggie Square. We what we want to do with the Aggie schools because of the lack of a long-term budget, which on that the increase in the revenue go a long way. Needs there. They do a lot of the courtesy. Thanks for giving me a few points. You know that one question was asked, the number one priority and one when else needed. Obviously, definitely only excited that we are doing. I think again for it goes now to them to do it time to do it. Maybe in a couple of months it might be correct. It goes No. When?
Thank you. Well, I'm gonna sign it today and get it out to my
I made
colleagues.
my remarks orally. I did not submit written testimony. I didn't, and I made it. Obviously, I had to cut it down, get in the 3 minute time frame. So I think a good letter would certainly help. A written letter that expands a little bit of what Will's going to do would be good at all. And I did mention that it's there when we submit written testimony. So not out of the ordinary to do that.
So if it's okay with you, I've been asked to make it as a motion to submit a letter of testimony in support of House Bill 3211, an act relative to deeds excise receipts. So moved.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. Yep.
You second that, Commissioner?
Yep.
Richard, you second my motion?
I did second it. Yes, sir.
Great.
Motion made and seconded to send a letter of testimony to the Great and General Court relative to House Bill 3211, an act relative to deeds excise receipts. All in favor?
Aye.
We'll get the letter right out for your signature, Commissioners.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Great.
Moving right along.
Okay.
11.
11, 12.
11B.
11B. An act directing a study on the feasibility of placing registry of deeds for county government that have been abolished under the oversight of the Secretary of the Commonwealth. This is House Bill 3972.
3971.
I'm sorry, 3971.
So Richard, I've been asked to propose a motion to direct council to draft a letter of opposition to House Bill 3971, an act directing a study on the feasibility of placing registries of deeds for county governments that have not been abolished under the oversight of the Secretary of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, it's I would second that. Yeah.
Okay, terrific.
Okay, motion made and seconded on House Bill 3971, an act directing a study on the feasibility of placing a registry of deeds for county governments that have not been abolished under the oversight of the Secretary of Commonwealth. We're going to be sending a letter in opposition to this bill being drawn as we speak. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Aye.
Number 12, we took care of. Employee handbook. Number 13, report of the county director.
Thank you, Commissioner Shea. Just a few items. Last week, I notified you that we had an oral acceptance of an offer for carpenter vacancy here. We were informed yesterday that he is withdrawn from the process. So we will get back to interviewing for this particular position. We'll be discussing it with our HR director over the next couple of days. Pleased to let the commissioners know that work done at Rentham District Court, which had taken much longer than expected due to the need for a building permit to be signed, was signed today. We will move quickly to close up the wall, complete the work, upgrading bathroom on the first floor, and then proceeding to another Rentham District Court sewage issue that is looming right behind this one. So a lot of work done at Rentham. I want to thank our plumber and Chick Cushing, our interim facility supervisor, who's doing a great job managing all these things. Chuck. Commissioners, in your packet, a flyer was placed, sponsored by the RSVP program. Lucille Cassis has alerted staff that a drive is underway to promote gift giving for an upcoming, let me just pull up the flyer, support our veterans event between November 27th and January 2nd. The Norfolk County Retired Senior Volunteer Program and AmeriCorps, on behalf of Norfolk County. Greatly needed items will be distributed to the Veterans Administration Hospital in West Roxbury. Toothbrushes, toothpaste, new sweatsuits, undergarments, soap, body wash, shampoo, handheld mirrors, shaving cream, back scratchers, personal fans, reading glasses are some of the chosen items that our friends at the Veterans Administration Hospital in West Roxbury desire. The drop-off locations are shown on the flyer. So in the past, you folks may remember that the RSVP program did a similar drive for veterans, and the products were taken down to the Cape. Lucille's kind of pivoting this to a different drive, more local, directly to the VA hospital right up the street. So do you have any items that befit this particular item? The collection boxes are here in the commissioner's office right outside Maureen McCune's office. please feel free to deposit them, and it'll be taken to the VA hospital in early January 2026. This morning, Assistant Director Buckley and I received a thank you from Advisory Board member Dr. Beth Childs for presenting on behalf of the county to the Brookline Town Meeting Members Association a view of what Norfolk County does in general and specifically for Brookline Town of. Well received. Dr. Childs said that members of the Town Meeting Members Association have already spread the word, especially on the Aggie School, to try to get local interest in some of our assets. It was a great meeting that night. She was very grateful, and just wanted to pass along her thanks to each of you for allowing us to head out there a few weeks ago. And then finally, Bill Buckley will be sending out a save the date to advisory board members, but just as the commissioners should know, the date for the next advisory board meeting is coming up on 5 weeks from today, December 17th. To that point, I believe Phil Iantosca sent out a fiscal notice, I think it was last Friday, for department heads to queue up their necessary transfer and supplemental interest needs before then. So that is your update for the day. Thank you, Mr.
Any
Chairman.
other items for the Director Cronin?
Wanted to commend Director Cronin and Bill Buckley on their recent visit to Brookline, and he sure that went well there. And if there's any, politely suggest you look at the Aggie superintendent if you want on any kind of discussion on the school relations as well. It may be helpful.
We did that. Yeah, we've been in touch with Jeremy about that. Yep.
Great. Mr. Chairman, I'm heading down to the board will know to the MASC
Right.
conference for holidays. It was a good conference last year. Hopefully that brings back some other ideas and network and so on, and look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we're gonna meet regularly the day before Thanksgiving, correct?
Sheriff's choice. That's what you like.
Okay.
We do that. Yes.
I'm looking at our calendar here. That carries us through to the December 1st with the Thanksgiving holiday a week after next. If I see no objection by next week, we're going to have a regular meeting, of course, next week, and then the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So take a look at that and let me know if you'd like any changes, but I need to know by next week.
We are going to meet, or we're not going to meet?
We're going to meet the day
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving. I don't think it'll be a barn burner. I'll try not to overdo it, but we're going to have to meet to sign.
Okay. If there's any ability, only because of the that day is usually when school gets out early and traffic gets impacted, maybe consider an earlier start if possible.
Okay,
That's all.
we'll talk about it now. I'll be prepared to talk about it next week. I'll talk to Director Cronin and then
We have time. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
last call, emergency item topics the chair did not reasonably anticipate. I have none. I'd make a motion to adjourn, please.
Peter,
Sure, motion to adjourn.
I second, and the time is
2 p.m.
yeah. Right.
On adjournment,
Thank you.
motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.